Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Dion Hudson coming at you again with another one like the other one, but just a little different. So this subject matter is called a foolproof approach to nowhere, right? And it's a reason why I chose to phrase it like this. When I say a foolproof approach to nowhere, meaning that um, I'm giving you a foolproof approach when it comes to handling disagreements, right? Um, and differences of opinions, differences of different ways of seeing things. You know, we're all different, so we all got a different opinion. We got a different way that we see things. So, how do you approach this? How can you stand on solid ground and present an opinion that's solid and also accept the fact that it's a good possibility that even after all that, it's not going to go anywhere. That's why, I stated it as a foolproof approach to nowhere because there's a strong possibility it's not going to go nowhere. Like if you can't find common grounds to stand on with this other person, then it's not going to go nowhere, right? So you've already accepted the fact that it's not going to go nowhere when you say a foolproof approach to nowhere, okay? But one thing that you are standing on is the fact that you have a foolproof approach. And so, you can stand on that. You can say, okay, well, my approach, my method, my opinion is based on facts. I can stand on that. Okay. Uh, I'm not just floating out here in the universe, right? My feet are planted on solid ground because everything I'm saying is factually based, right? Even though when you present this, it's a good chance it's not going to go nowhere. So let's get straight to the bottom line. It's all about the facts, right? In order for something to be foolproof, there you have to cover the facts and you have to stand on these facts. These have to be relevant facts. Okay. A fact is something that actually exists. You can't argue. A fact is I have this hat on. I'm touching this hat, these glasses. I'm moving these glasses. I have a beard, right? Um, I'm speaking English. Okay. I have a chain on. I have a black and white camouflage shirt. These are all facts. Okay. Can't no one tell you that it's anything different than that. It is what it is, right? Uh, Behind me, those are window curtains, and on the other side of that window curtain is a window. Okay, these are facts. These are things I can stand on. Now, when it comes to, you know, uh, things that are not based on facts, you can stand on them, but it's not foolproof. And so when you find yourself engaging in an argument with someone, just know you're not standing on a solid foundation. That they have all the means and resources to effectively refute what you're saying, whether you accept it or not. It is what it is, right? So the key to having the key to having a foolproof approach is first you have to be a fact finder. So if you're in the midst of multiple people with different views and different ways of seeing things, and you're in the mix of all that, that can be very chaotic. So what you got to do is you got to build a foundation for yourself. You got to find the facts, right? You got to separate the facts from the BS. You got to separate the facts from people's feelings and emotions. So the first thing you have to do is you have to find the facts because that's the only thing that you can stand on that's solid, right? So you have to separate the facts from people's feelings and from people's opinions. Because if you're surrounded by people and they all have their opinion on something, it's easy to get lost in the sauce. Where do you stand at? And are you standing on something solid or are you standing on something flimsy? So first, let's be a fact finder. So you pick up your pen and paper and you take notes and you write these facts down. It might be 5, key facts, relevant. It might be 10 relevant key facts. It could be 15. Who knows how many notes you're going to take? But once you're done taking notes and you feel like you pretty much covered it, what you have right there in front of you is something solid to stand on, something that can't waver, something that won't break. Facts. Okay. So now I know you're probably asking me, okay, well, what's the big deal about a foolproof approach that goes nowhere, right? Um, the foolproof approach is your tool. It's your method to this madness, to this chaos, right? The something not going anywhere, something that doesn't go anywhere, is you accepting the fact that even though you have a foolproof approach, there's this good chance. The odds are against you when it comes to IQ levels of people understanding, you know, or you trying to reach someone or find common grounds with a multitude of people on something that should be apparent because most facts are apparent. But when you're dealing with humans, there's a lot of emotions, feelings, and biasnesses and prejudices that are involved, preconceived notions that never got challenged, you know, mental pictures that never went anywhere. So when you're saying, okay, well, it should be obvious, it should be apparent, it's right in front of you. I wish it was that simple. It's really not. Most people's visions is obstructed with something, and whatever that thing is, it's internal, it's inside of them. And so even though you may be standing on solid facts when you're speaking, you can't expect the general population to really feed into what you're saying and accept what you're saying. So you have to the attitude. That's an attitude. That's a position. Okay, I accept the fact that it might not go nowhere, but I'm gonna shoot my shot anyways, right? And after I shot my shot, I can feel confident within myself. I can feel good within myself, knowing that my approach was the right approach. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right? But the foolproof approach also gives you something solid to stand on so that you're not floating in the air, right? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. You'll fall for some baseless opinion. Someone to tell you, well, this is how I feel, and you'll go right for it if you don't have nothing to stand on. So when you find facts, when you take notes, and you find these facts and you write them down and you say, this is my foundation, this is what I'm standing on, you're just giving yourself a position in the madness. You're giving yourself something so you're not all over the place, right? So that's why it's important to have a foolproof approach. Okay. So arguments, disagreements, it'll always be here. But how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about your own way of seeing things? How do you feel about, you know, the way you interact with others? Are you fair? Do you have a solid position? Are you basing your choices and decisions on facts? Or are you basing your choices and decisions on opinions? Right? So it's very chaotic. Nobody sees things differently. Differences amongst us do exist, and we all have different ways of seeing it. But even though this can get chaotic, you can always stand on solid ground, but you just have to find the facts, find those relevant key facts and stand on it, right? And then, that's your foundation. Build on that. Build on those facts. Once you lay that foundation, build on it, build on it, build on it, right? Because you know that you're building on something that's solid. The most important thing to any structure is its foundation. So first, you must have a solid foundation. So if that foundation is built on baseless opinions, feelings and emotions and it's not based on facts, then it's not a solid foundation. And so anything can come along and just knock that over. So just know that when you base your opinion on solid facts, you're building a structure that is not easily moved, it's not easily challenged, and regardless of how people feel in many situations, it's something they have no choice but to accept.